Here's what you missed on Phathead and Cande in the morning. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.
My Country 96.1, Phathead, Cande Roth. We're looking at an okay day. We should get up to about 37 or so. Right now, we're in like the 27 to 30 range, and it is Monday, January 27th, the birthday of the woman who gave birth to yours truly, Cande. Mm-hmm.
And two other beautiful girls. She's a wonderful woman, one of the smartest people I've come across.
And my mother can fight with a customer service agent on the phone better than you would ever think anyone could.
She could do a podcast on the art of doing that.
It's amazing. Like, she should, if she recorded, oh my God, you know how much money on TikTok she would make if she recorded her phone calls to customer service agents?
I would love it. I enjoy a good, intelligent spanking.
She would go so viral. Ridiculous. I mean, really, she missed her.
I wish I could have heard the latest with the smashed plant. That would have made my day.
She got a smushed up plant from my sister sent on behalf of the three of us, and didn't go very well when it showed up all messed up at the front door. That's right.
Well, they offered her half the company.
Yeah, that's true. She is now part owner. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Cande, over the weekend on Saturday, myself and Abigail, we went into New York City and we saw a show. Leah was going to go. She wasn't feeling great, so it ended up just being me and her, me and Abby. And we saw Romeo and Juliet on Broadway this weekend.
Now, how was that? I didn't even know it was on Broadway, to be honest with you.
Okay, there's two versions that I know of. There is one called And Juliet, which stars Joey Fatone at the moment. That is not the one we went to.
Okay.
We went to see Romeo and Juliet at the Circle in the Square Theater, which starred Kit Connor and Rachel Ziegler, who apparently are two very young, hot stars on social media with the kids today, the teenagers.
Gotcha.
Okay? All right. So the crowd was filled with parents and their kids. It was half the audience was parents, half were teenagers. It was a young person's show. So
what were you doing there?
I was probably one of the oldest people in attendance.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. There's a few others, but it was something. Parents and kids for sure. Okay, I'll get to the good stuff, but sitting through 2.5 hours of Shakespeare words, dialogue.
Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
At one point, Abigail and I looked at each other and were just like, yeah, it's tough to sit through that. I don't care who's starring.
It was tough in high school to sit through it, and it's still tough to sit through it.
Now, here's the positive. The show is at a place called Circle in the Square Theater. It looks like a mini Westbury. Imagine Westbury Music Fair there, but smaller, much smaller, maybe a third of the size. We were in the last row, and it was like the 10th row. It was really close.
Small, which I love.
Every seat's a good seat. We were sitting right next to the keyboard player. There's one musician. She is a keyboard player, has 4 keyboards, and does all the music from her keyboards.
Wow. I wonder if she gets paid for 4 musicians.
Great question. Hold on. I'm going to say, you have to see this. I can't believe I didn't send this to you already. This is the final bows. I'm going to send you video of the final bows. And probably, I'd say 5 to 10 seconds into this video, I pan over to the right where the keyboard player is literally standing right next to us playing the music. So you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All right.
Okay. Yep.
All right. So here's the positives about the show.
Yeah.
The theater, the parking was incredible. Literally, there is a parking garage underneath that theater, right underneath it. Yeah. So we park right there. It is next door to Wicked. The Wicked Theater is literally right next door. There's like an overhang, and it's really all put together. We Went to Junior's. You know the restaurant Junior's?
I sure do.
We went there. All right, so you got the video.
I do.
You see the theater, right?
I do. Yes, in the round.
Small round. They're taking the bows. Now look, I'm gonna go to the right. Let me know when you see the keyboard
I see.
player.
I do.
Right? So interesting, right? Interesting place.
Yeah. And you're in the last row, and really, it looks like you could almost shake their hands.
Yeah. No, it's like orchestra. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah.
Very nice.
So maybe I might post that. I might post that today, and so people could see that. So we got there a couple hours early, and we walked over to Junior's. I think it's on 49th Street. This one. There's a couple of them.
Now, I've never been to that one. I've been to the one in Brooklyn many times.
So I had never been, but I know it's famous, right? So I say, Abby, trust me, let's go have lunch here. This is like a famous restaurant. We got in, 10-minute wait time. We got in, place was packed. Maybe the best hamburger I've ever eaten.
You had
Cande.
a hamburger at Junior's?
It was so good. Abby and I both had hamburgers. We shared a Caesar salad. The food was incredible. And here's the joke. We were so full at the end, we didn't have any cheesecake.
Oh, my goodness. Now, I used to be on a radio station where we would do these Friday breakfasts with listeners, and we did a few at Junior's in Brooklyn. And the breakfasts were so good. But you had a hamburger. Okay.
Yeah, had a hamburger, so good. And here's the other good part. After we ate, we walked around Times Square. We walked, all around where the ball drops, the whole thing. We walked 10 blocks this way, 10
and
blocks that way.
And it was a nice day for that.
It was a little chilly, but it was definitely halfway decent. And the best part, my hernia, I didn't feel my hernia at all, Cande.
You don't have a hernia anymore.
I felt so good. I can't tell you how good it makes me feel to know that is healed. Oh, my God.
I know. That's fantastic. I'm so glad you got that taken care of.
It felt so good. So anyway, the show, it was fine. It was boring because it was Shakespeare, but it was cool to see these young actors and actresses. In a very athletic show. This cast is running around the theater like the whole time for 2.5 hours. Pretty wild. And we got to see it. And it's actually closing in mid-February, I think. So,
that was quick.
Yeah, I would go see any show at this theater because of the parking, the food nearby, how great the theater was. I would literally go to a show just because of that theater itself. And we had a good time. So
good.
All is
it's
well.
Always nice when you have 3 kids and you get to have alone time with one of them. I think it's great.
We had a lot of fun. Cande, I wanted to bring this up earlier. Finally have time to get to it. We know processed meats aren't great for you, but it has now been confirmed by Harvard that bacon, hot dog, sausage, ham, that type of stuff, increases your risk of dementia and cognitive decline by almost 15%.
Wow.
That is not good.
No.
Yeah. And we love bacon.
Love.
Yeah. They are the peak of taste. We know good bacon, nothing comes close sometimes.
Love a good hot dog.
Yeah.
Love
but
ham.
The World Cancer Research Fund also linked consumption of processed meat with an uptick in cancer rates among young people.
And, there's been an uptick in that. Oh, my goodness, that's terrible.
Yeah. So, just a little note, you can have a little bacon.
I did have a little bacon Saturday morning.
That's fine. Summertime, you want to have a couple of hot dogs, go to a ball game. It's fine. You just can't eat it every day.
Like my 96-year-old grandmother used to say, everything in moderation.
Every single thing in moderation. And before we get to the bald and the beautiful and we stop here for a minute, I'm going to give you 2 things I watched over the weekend if you're ready.
Let me get my pen ready. Go ahead.
All right. This is not the one you necessarily need to write down, but I'm going to start with this. I decided, I think it was Saturday morning, to watch the Amazon remake of Roadhouse starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, how was that?
Okay, when it first came out months ago, I'm like, you cannot recreate Patrick Swayze. I'm not going to do this. But then I saw it there and I'm like, all right, let me check it out. I got to tell you, they went completely away from the Patrick Swayze storyline. It was called Roadhouse, but it was a different type of film, and I thought it was really, for an action film, I thought it was really good. It was really good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I recommend Jake Gyllenhaal, Roadhouse, Amazon. And this is the one you need to write down. There is a new movie on Netflix. It is called Saturday Night.
Saturday Night.
It's called Saturday Night. It's a must-watch for you. It is a scripted movie with actors and actresses, and the whole movie is the hour and a half before the first episode of Saturday Night Live.
Oh, I will check that out. That's interesting. I used to love Saturday Night Live when it was first out. Oh, what a show.
Cande, every actor in this film looks just like the person they're playing. The guy who plays Chevy Chase, the guy who's playing Dan Aykroyd, you name it. They all look, it's incredible, the actors they picked. It is so well done, and it's literally the hour and a half before, like them rushing through the final hour and a half before the first airing of Saturday Night Live. It's a really well done film. You will enjoy it a lot, okay?
Yes, I will take that. And I have been watching Unbelievable on Netflix and thoroughly enjoying it.
Unbelievable. Have I watched that? What is Unbelievable?
I don't know. It's a series, a short series, original programming on Netflix, and it's called Unbelievable, and it's really good.
All right. I will look into it. We have plenty more to do. Less than 20 minutes to your bald and the beautiful. We have the diet that turned the guy orange and the principal that threw a keg party. You don't want to miss that.
The two were not at the same party, though. We want to make that clear.
Different people. We'll do that late 8 o'clock hour. We're going to be okay today. We're about 30. We get up to about 37. Fathead and Cande, My Country 96.1.
Fathead and Cande in the morning, weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. on My Country 96.1.